We are at week 4 of the Lenten Sundays. This week is called the Sunday of the Dishonest Steward. This is the week of the unjust steward, the unrighteous steward, the dishonest steward. What is a steward? He's a manager, somebody who takes care of things, whether it's a business, a store, a company, or in our case, taking care of our lives, taking care of what God has entrusted to us. And so that's what we talk about when we think about the steward. And this week we come with a parable that Jesus speaks. It's recorded in the Gospel of St. Luke, chapter 16, and I invite you to read it. But when you read it, you're going to be puzzled. You're going to be saying, what's this about? Like, hey, weren't we talking about spirituality? Isn't Jesus about pie in the sky, about heaven over there? No, this story is about life in this world. It's about a man who is praised for his dishonesty. And it's interesting because in these 3 weeks, last week with the prodigal, this week with the steward, next week with the unrighteous judge, we see that Jesus uses 3 characters who have questionable intentions. People that you wouldn't think Jesus would say are the hallmark of what faith should be. And yet Jesus uses these people because only Jesus can take the worst of the worst and turn them into the heroes for today. And this steward gives us a message. He becomes the hero of the story. So read it, find out for yourself. But what is that hero? It's somebody who uses what talents he has. He doesn't look elsewhere. He says, I have certain talents, and those talents are important to use right here, in this life, in this world. And at the end of it, Jesus says, use that unrighteous money that you make to secure for yourself friends, to secure for yourself that place. And what's interesting about this is he's giving us instructions that this life is very real. When we say, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven, well, how is it going to happen on earth? Unless we do it. And we have the means. We have the ability. And it's interesting that this parable comes to us right at the halfway point of Lent. And think about Lent as a big hill that we're climbing. We're going up the hill and we're spiritually charged. We're praying more. We're fasting. We're doing acts of charity. And our spiritual being is being nourished. But what good is that spiritual being unless it finds a practical application in this world? So we climb the mountain, and now at that halfway point, we've got to come back down. That's what this parable is all about coming back down to the earth, coming back down to our lives here, and using the blessings that God has given us to make it work, to make life work. With all the problems that you see in the world, whether it's huge problems like war or relationship issues that we have in our lives, these are all in our hands. And so today's message is one, take the beautiful gifts, the spiritual gifts that God has given you and apply them and use them in your life. Become a manager. Meditate on the purpose of your life and how you will manage that life. That's week number 4 of the Lenten Sundays.